beyond belief, sitting there, a mother's arms awaiting. But waits in vain, cause tides have turned and waves of fear flowed across the shore. I guess you must have lost all hope. There's not much you could do, there was no warning. A bright and splendid sunny day transformed into an endless o.o.r of gloom. And all across the world since then our screens have all been filled with tales of horror. As painful pictures etched our minds and tears of sadness flow across the room. Someone cares for you, survivors. Once for you if ever you despair. Someone shares the grief, survivors. If ever you lose hope, someone cares. There are many miles between us all. Hurting friends, you're closer than a brother. You're forever in our hearts, and we will do the best that we can do. United we'll play our part to see you rise, it's each man for the other. And I would love to play my part, and this, my friends, is why I say to you. Someone cares for you, survivors. There's once for you if ever you despair. Someone shares the grief, survivors. If ever you lose hope, someone cares. Someone cares. This is Elijah from o.o.r African people of the diaspora. Introducing the African Environment Protection Organization. And we need African Environmental Protection Officers, or protective officers. Globally, we have entrusted the safety of the environment that we once protected. We've entrusted it to those who invaded us, divided us, conquered us. And what they've done is extracted the resources, abused us first of all, used our glorious ancestors, ripped the world apart, stole the resources, murdered our people. They take the resources, squander it, they sell it back to us at exorbitant rates. What they take, they enrich themselves. What do we get? Absolutely nothing, with a minute percentage of the proceeds. So we've been hijacked, and they think it's okay to invade people's shores to extract their wealth. They're covetous, greedy, heartless, callous, devoid of a conscience. And they have implemented organizations that are supposed to protect the environment socially and physically. What have we seen? Now, we preserved our Eden, Africa. We've preserved that for decades, for centuries. And now that they got a foothold, like the fig tree, they've come to take it over, to lap their murderous roots around our continent and strangle it. And so they divided, they cut across Africa and claimed it, parts of it. And what have they done? Take a good look at what's happening today. A horrible environmental crisis is taking place. And now it's time to take a stand. It's nearly late. But we've got to do this for today and for the next generations to come. We have to think long term. And we don't need weapons of destruction on our continent. We were always peace-loving, welcoming. In fact, it worked to our demise. We invited them in when they entered our shores. We were warned of the dangers. But we invited them in. And what have we seen? They come and they want to take it all. And there are those who would desire to relegate our people to the doghouse, chase us out of our own homes, and would have chained us to the doghouse, and they took our living rooms or master bedrooms and think it is okay. They're devoid of a conscience. So today we speak as one people. I speak to African people of the diaspora today. But I speak generally to the entire continent, wherever we are. If you are of African descent, I'm speaking to you, speaking to none else. So we are going to take back our nation, our continent. We have been forced to speak languages we didn't know, and in the process we've been divided. They took our names, they numbered us, and today the system continues. And many who were supposed to lead us out of this, who are aware, are content to take their paper, knowing full well we have the diamonds, the golds, all the minerals, and many traitorous ones among us still rule. And when there are those who step forward to demonstrate what's required for the healing of our nation, there are those willing just to the filling of their own guts, their own pockets, willing to betray our nation. You see, Judas went out and hanged himself, but guess what? His family escaped. They survived. Yes. So you are aware of the Judases of our time. I need call their name. They know themselves. We're going to ask them to step down. We're going to ask every single leader who knows that he cannot speak because his conscience is seared, because his hands are dirty, because of his involvement with the external elements. He's deeply tied in. They who have put us in debt and have given away our resources, given away our lands to these people, who had no authority to do this. And so we collectively stand. Collectively we stand united, in harmony, African people of the diaspora and on the continent. And there are several individuals who are being called in the process of the healing of our continent, in the re-establishment of a governance structure that protects, preserves Africa and her people. So I will be calling on individuals. I'll mention individuals at this point in time. There are many others. I'm calling on all individuals willing. You have the wherewithal, you have the knowledge, you have the skills. That's the power of leadership. You utilize the best minds of your people to attain the best possible outcome. And so we have many psychologists, many historians. We have many knowledgeable in finances, in structural governance, calling on all of you. And I'm going to call some names at this point in time. Malens Bart Williams, Kendra Andrews, Prime Minister Mia Mottley, President Ibrahim Traore, our brother in South Africa, Julius Malema, there are many more. There are many more. And I will be calling on all of you to be a part of the governance structure of the United States of Africa. You'll be called from different territories, different countries. They divided us when they had the conference, and as a consequence, we have been divided today. As a consequence, they were able to take our resources. They have been able to massacre our people at will with no consequence. Well, we stand united today, Africans, royally toned people, royally toned. They call us black. We stand united in the ascension of our noble homeland. It is your duty, your responsibility to play your part in advancing the welfare of homeland Africa and our people, restoring our nation's dignity, our people's dignity, restoring a clean environment, a healthy environment, protecting and preserving our people wherever they are. And all our people must be under this level of protection, that no one from any nation has any jurisdiction over us. Absolutely none. So wherever we are, wherever our embassies are, if you have a concern, ask our embassies to go and get our individuals whatever they've done. And it behoves our people to live with integrity and with dignity, so that you're in no way violating their laws. If you have to be among them, exhibit the dignity of Africans. Restore the dignity of our nation. And I say to you, if you're in violation of that, our standards, our structure will be of such that you will be penalized, because you ought to be ambassadors of this nation. Africans need to live with and exhibit dignity all the way. No one is perfect, and I don't stand here in any way suggesting that I'm perfect. There comes a time when we have to take a stand in the healing of our land, in the healing of our nation. How can you speak of the depths of the ocean if you haven't been there? I have been there. And I speak to you as one descendant of Africa, living still in persecution, still on the plantation. I've served these people on the plantation, and I've come to understand exactly what our purpose is here. Under the pretense that we're free, and we talk independence, we're not free, we're not independent. But we have adequate resources on our homeland. And if all combine our energies, we will accomplish the rise, the ascension. Together, united, we play our part in this rise. We need to establish EAA, the Elite African Airlines. And in this, we are never ever going to have to answer to them if we need to leave anywhere across the diaspora to head back to our homeland. We don't have to travel through them, through their gateway. We have our direct connection with our homeland, the Elite African Airlines. And we will be training pilots. We'll be acquiring sufficient aircrafts for commercial and trade purposes, flights in and out of Africa. By this, no one can put these tariffs on us. No one can charge us all these rates that are suppressing our nation. We need ACL, African Cruise Lines, where we travel with dignity. We can do our cruises. And when we serve individuals in our dining rooms and take them on cruises, there are people who look like us. And we travel with dignity. We have a responsibility to demonstrate that level of dignity and integrity. Do not ever give them reasons to say, aha, we once were at the top of the world. We have fallen. The time has come for our ascension. The man in the mirror has a duty to perform in the process. And I'm calling on every single member of this nation to be a part of her ascension, to be a part of the elevation of our youth, to be a part of the national standards officers, the African National Standards Officers, the National Protective Unit. The National Protective Unit will use powerful psychology in attaining peace within communities. We don't need weapons. We must never turn the weapons of war against our brothers and sisters. Never against our people. We must preserve life, respect life. And so I'll be speaking further, because we have to ensure we establish a national farming community. National Farms African Communities, NFAC. We have to find a way to rehabilitate all the individuals who are imprisoned so that their energies can be harnessed and utilized positively. And we can have transformation. You don't put people in prison to make them worse. It is supposed to be a transformation. I believe that we can transform all our brothers and sisters incarcerated. None is beyond redemption. It is a process that will require careful analysis and will require the best of our psychologists to aid in the process of this rehabilitation. But we need all hands on board in the restoration of our nation's dignity. Africa has been abused for far too long. And at this point we say, no more. And I call on our people across the diaspora. If you are of African descent, reach out. There are organizations that we will be connecting with in restoring African unity, African harmony. So the names I called were not limited to just a few. But these are individuals who have stood out, have demonstrated the dignity, the integrity, the vision. So we're nurturing seeds of the vision, discarding seeds of division. It's a nationwide transformation initiative. Nationwide Community Support Initiative, NCSI. We have numerous initiatives which will result in the healing of our nation. National healing and environmental and cultural approach. National healing and environmental and cultural approach. I will speak to you further. This is Elijah. Umoja tunasimama. Simunie simile. Jikoro ani uno, jikale ani uno. United we stand. Haba na haba hujaza kibaba. Little by little fills the measure. Step by step we make progress. Haba na haba hujaza kibaba. Umoja tunasimama. Many are called. Calling Malens Bart Williams, Professor Kehinde Andrews, Prime Minister Mia Mottley, Charmaine Hayden, so Mapanga, Dr. Edward Robinson, Dr. Arikana, President Ibrahim Traore, President Julius Malema, John Fitzgerald Johnson, Grandmaster J, Akwaze Oti, Beverly Bean, Abibe Tume, from decades of repatriation. There may be more individuals. We call him an individuals interested Those of you who know that you've been called, that it's your purpose to participate in the reharmonization of our people, you're being called. Reach out. O.o.r African people of the diaspora, raise, restore, and clean environment.